Yeah.
Yeah, comments.
Yeah, nuts.
How you want to start? You want to just jump in, or do you want to address the class?
Well, there's something that let's talk about the articles first, and then Wendy and I want to talk about something we were just discussing before we left the office that will have some impact on what y'all have been working on. So.
Oh gosh,
You're
you
gonna-
can
No, I'm gonna make him wait.
You're going to define impact?
I'm gonna make him wait. You're gonna
Like an
slow
asteroid,
him down.
or just like a pebble in the ocean, or what?
I think it'll kind of organically, after we talk about the articles, it'll kind of organically flow. So I'll start with Alex. The Matt Dwyer piece. I think it just needs some really tiny revisions. And I'm going to send it back to you with some notes that I made. So I'm going to email it back to you. The geocaching intro is still, it reads awkward to me. I still think it needs a rewrite.
Okay.
You're close. You're closer than you were on your first draft, but it still reads a little awkward to me. Glad you did the intro, but it needs a rewrite. There's some really awkward alliteration that you can put in the intro. It's a little too cutesy, I think. And then rather than put all the contact info at the end of the piece, put it after each. Well, each, there's like you've basically got like a graph for each place. So put it at the end of that graph. Yeah. Crystal, the vegetarian piece looks ready to go to me. I didn't find just some minor, grammar, punctuation things, very small. So I think that's ready to go. The Eric Thomas piece, I think your intro needs a rewrite. My concern is that you don't give any attribution in the entire piece.
I thought about that. The reason is I started off by interviewing Anne,
Right.
and then I went and I confirmed everything through outside sources and found some other outside sources and a couple other interviews, and I tried it with attribution, and I thought it just sounded better without it.
Do you have a few sentences at the end?
No, I know it may kind of break your flow a little bit, but I think the attribution needs to be in there.
Okay.
And I'm sure, Anne's, pretty saucy in her curmudgeon-y old way. She probably gave you a couple of good quotes that might not hurt in there too. But it could be a little bit tighter. I think I couldn't put my finger exactly on what it is. I think I need to go back and read it one more time. There's something that gets a little repetitive about it in the middle, where it's, yep, he's been here for 45 years, and that kind of gets stated a number of different ways. I think we got it. So I think, I would just go back and read through it again and just see where you could tighten it up. But it reads really well.
Okay.
It reads really, really well. You had a thought about it?
I was thinking at the end we could do a couple sentences in italics, just saying to look at your beer blog, because I think it sort of relates.
Yeah.
And it might make a neat promotion for online.
Awesome.
It turned out really well. It's really informative.
Okay, good.
I think you made the most of it.
I think you really did. And I think there's some information in there that people need to know that maybe they didn't know. There was some stuff in there that I didn't know.
Although I wonder if you're like giving away a secret,
I know, I was
location.
going to ask about that, because,
When she points to the Freedom Park people who gather unofficially, off leash.
that's, technically illegal, right?
It is.
It's not like people don't know, but
Yeah.
Well, but you know what? I think I read that, and I think, it just highlights the fact that there's nowhere to go to take your dog off leash. This city has, like you highlight in the piece, has a dearth of places. Most other cities have numerous places to go, and we've got.
Especially for a city this size.
can you do something that maybe suggests they do it successfully? Because they're very contained. They seem to be conscientious about not letting the dogs wander off. You know what I mean? It's not like they take
Freedom
over that
Park.
whole area.
Okay.
Yeah, they pick a little corner. It's off the path.
Okay.
It's away from the jogging path, the bike path, and it's sort of under the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not intrusive
Mm-hmm.
or obnoxious. So I don't know if you could qualify it a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I
Just
wonder
suggest it.
if maybe Kate would give me someone to talk to.
Remember class this summer because it is out of hand, you guys. So
Every
getting it
habit
together.
you need to kind of brush up on.
Oh,
I kind of lose it too.
I
Sometimes.
never had it. Oh well, I've been faking the funk. I'm being honest right
You
now.
need to get it because the riding is great.
Thank
it's just
you.
it needs the
Yeah,
it needs
the mechanics.
framework,
No,
the
and
mechanics of
I
it,
completely
yeah.
agree.
Chris, do you have anything?
No, that was just the little stuff on my list. Little stuff.
And okay.
So you're just gonna have to go back through the P. I think I marked a few, but I used
For which one? All of them?
for all
Well,
of
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For all of it. Sorry to say.
And again, I'll send you.
Yeah.
And then on the but I really love. One note I had is, you know how in the Twitter piece where you get to where, okay, like for example, another chef giving his followers insight in his world is at Richard Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to, because this is going online, we want to use the handles. I think you might want to just start with
The
their
name,
name,
okay.
and then put their Twitter handle in parentheses.
Okay.
If it's if it's a place like yum cupcakes, start with the actual name and then put the Twitter handle.
Okay.
Because it gets a little confusing, and people who have never, you might be reading this, and might go, oh, I'm gonna try Twitter.
no.
I don't know what that means.
No, understood.
It's already confusing. So the ministry piece about the campus minister. I actually think it needs a little bit more information added to it. One of the notes that I had here was, what does setting up a ministry entail? So he's going to go to Ghana, but then what's he actually going to do when he gets there? It gets less informative as the piece goes on. You've got all these details about him and what he does and working the church over the top, but the thrust of the story is that he's going to Ghana.
Okay.
So you may have to call him back and say, what does setting up a ministry like that entail? I mean, it's more than just going there. And how long is he going to be there for?
12 months.
So, I mean, that's, what does it take to set up a ministry, in a foreign country like that?